Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Calvin Butler with Flipstream and RBBS RBBS LLC Property Holdings. Tonight is normally our training night, but I had some things I needed to talk about. So it's just going to be it's going to be a short broadcast. It's not going to really be any training, but it's going to be a short broadcast, and we're going to talk about Flipstream and our pricing plans. Okay. So as you all know, Flipstream normally, okay, as you all know, Flipstream, we started out with debuting Flipstream with a very, very, very unheard of affordable price, $19.99 per month, 66 cents per day, where you get access to all the tools, resources, training, support, everything you need to flip properties using none of your own money or any of your own credit. And we were showing people how to do it. We offered, everything from all the tools, resources, back office support. We also offered, weekly training. And on top of that, we had live mentorship. As you all can see here, we have a live mentorship program where most real estate investment platforms like this, they charge you for mentorship. When you schedule and book mentorship, they charge you for it. And it's usually somewhere between $3,000 and $10,000 just to have an hour to a 2-hour conversation with a mentor. Flipstream, when we introduced Flipstream, we have no upfront mentorship fees, no upfront fees. You can book and schedule your mentorships, live mentorships with myself or with my partner. And we each have more than 15 years experience in flipping real estate. So you could book and schedule mentorship with either one of us with no upfront fees whatsoever. The only way that we get paid for our mentorship is when you close a deal that we helped you out on, that we gave you advice on. You pay us 10 to 20% of the settlement, closing, of the settlement that you get at closing. So, and that in itself, that well within itself, is a game changer. Now, we also mentioned that our pricing plans was only going to be for a limited time. So that $19.99 per month was limited. We introduced Flipstream about 3 months ago. So it was time for us to do away with that $19.95. We always told you all that we were going to go to $79.99 per month, and which is what we have now done. Now the monthly subscription fee now is $79.99 per month, which is about $2.66 a day, which is still a very, very good price for everything that you get with Flipstream for a monthly subscription. Now, I'm pleased to announce that we have another pricing plan, which we always had, which was a limited lifetime membership. Now we have Affirm that goes along with that limited lifetime membership. Now you can get a lifetime membership to Flipstream for just $2,500. No monthly fees, complete access to everything, all your back office tools, support, your distressed property locators, mentorship, everything. You get access for that $2,500 and no monthly fees ever. Now we can also do that, and you can sign up for the limited lifetime membership, and you can get it through Affirm. Okay, if you just go ahead, you click the Affirm, and then it takes you over, and you fill out their information that they need, and then you click Buy Now, and then Affirm will evaluate you, and they'll approve you, and they'll set you up on a monthly, and they will set you up on a monthly plan. Okay, so it really is. It has become extremely, extremely affordable now that you can get a lifetime membership, and you can get it financed through Affirm and have monthly payments until that's paid off through Affirm, and then you never have any more payments at all. PayPal also has a thing where you can pay through PayPal. I think PayPal does have a PayPal plan where you can finance through PayPal, but the most popular one is through Affirm. Now, I'm gonna let y'all know something. On top of getting it financed through Affirm and having a lifetime membership, we also have every one of our lifetime members. So when you sign up for lifetime membership, you get something more than a regular membership. Okay, and we just announced this today. Okay, we just announced this today. Affirm is now available with Flipstream. This means you can buy now, pay later for a lifetime subscription to Flipstream. Okay, note, lifetime members are also granted a shareholder stake in our parent company's RBBS Property Holdings LLC property acquisitions program. Okay. We have it on Facebook. You can go and look at it on Facebook. We have it on Twitter. We have it on X. So go to our page on Facebook and you can look this up. Okay. And let me explain to you all what our property acquisitions program is. Now, it's also outlined, that program is outlined in our shareholders brochure, okay, which we have a shareholders presentation that we provide for you on YouTube. If you want to watch that presentation, just go to our YouTube channel, which is Flip-Stream Live. Go to our YouTube channel and you can pull up that presentation. Okay, you can go through here and you can pull up our lifetime, not lifetime. You can pull up our presentation for the shareholders presentation. Now, what state did you get? Okay, every lifetime member will be put in our 20% lifetime shareholders category. Basically what that means is this: all the money that we make from when we purchase homes directly and we turn them into active securities, and then we get them fully funded. When those homes are fully funded, and I'm gonna give you a quick little walkthrough here. We are able to purchase a home, and most of the homes that we're going to be purchasing are going to be distressed property. So we're going to be getting homes for 20 cents, 30 cents, and 40 cents on the dollar. Let me go through here and kind of walk you through a deal and show you what I mean by that. Okay, we're going to go to our back office site, and I'm going to show you what we mean when we say when we get these houses at 20, 30, and 40 cents on the dollar. Okay, we're going to go to one of our main distressed property locator here, which is PropWire. And we're going to go ahead and log in. Okay. Let's say we're looking at a home here in Florida. Let's pick here Florida. Let's click Florida. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and find a property and show you exactly what we mean by we can get these homes at really, really good prices. Well, it's taking so long for this to pull up the filters. There we go, Florida. All right. Wait for it to pull up. There we go. Florida, we got over 9 million properties to search for. Let's go to our lead type. We're going to go to, of course, in Florida, we are looking for pre-foreclosures. We're going to be looking for pre-foreclosures here in Florida. Computer's running a little bit slow tonight for some reason. Don't know why. PropWire is running really, really slow. Refresh it. Okay. Looks like I have to refresh this every time to get it to pull up. So we got our pre-foreclosures in. And let me go ahead and pull up, put in the high equity. We also want the ones that have high equity. Here we go. There we go. We have a high pre-foreclosure and high equity search. Now let's go ahead and click in single family home because that's all we really want to look for, single family homes. And this is the same tool that you all get access to when you become a lifetime member or if you become a subscription member with Flipstream. You'll have the same, access here. So, all right, we have that in. Now we're gonna look for our price. Once we get that pulled up, we're gonna look for the value that we're looking for. Okay, so we're looking for homes that have a value from 0 up to In Florida, we're going to say 700. Let's just say 700,000 for right now. So 0 to 700,000. What we're looking for. All right, great. We have about 6,500 results. Let's go through our property filters. Our owner filters, we want to look for individuals, save and close. Okay, we'll look for another filter that we want to have here. We also want to look for our financial filters. Look through the financial filters, what we're looking for. We're looking for properties that have a minimum equity of 70%. We're always going to be looking for properties that have at least 70%, a minimum equity of 70%. That way, we know we got property that has high value, and we'll be able to make offers to get these properties at about 10, 20, and 30 cents on the dollar. So that is the key. Take it off the 100% down to 98%, and then we'll save that. And let's see what we got on this with we got over 3,000 results. Now I want to look for our foreclosure filters. In our foreclosure filters, we are looking for homes that are the foreclosure type. We're looking for list pendings here in Florida. Now in Georgia, it's going to be notice of deed sale or notice of trust sale or something like that. But in Florida, we're looking for the list pendings. Okay, our dates, our list pendings, we don't want it to. We don't want to look for dates. We want to look for dates going back no further than a year. So we're going to go to 2023. On the notices, 2023, and we're going to say November. Pick November the 1st. Okay, save and close. And now it's going to give us what we have to choose from. Now we have 2,683 properties that match exactly what we're looking for. That's going to help us get what we need. Okay, it's going to help us get what we need. Now, why is it showing this one with $6 million in the estimated value? 79. Oh, because of 79%. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of value there. But we could do that one, but I'm not going to look at that property. That's a $6 million property. We're not going to look at that property right now. Let's look at the one let's look at this one right here that says $364,000 in the estimated value. And it's got 86% equity in it. It's in Lakeland, Florida. So if we were to look at this property right here, this is the property. If we were to get this property and show you how our acquisitions program work and how you would make money as a shareholder. Okay, so we look at this property. 364,454 is the value on it. They owe $49,828. That's how much they have that they owe on it. That is in foreclosure. So we scroll down, we take a look at the property, make sure there's no liens on it. Well, there are no other liens on it. Other than that, no tax liens. Taxes are good. There's no delinquent taxes. So look at this property right here, and it is a list pendings, and that list pendings was filed just like 2-3 months ago. In June, on June 13, 2024, is when that list pendings was filed. So this was just filed in June. So that means we have time to work this deal. So there's plenty of time before it goes to auction. We're looking at almost another 8 months to a year before it even go to auction, before it even gets scheduled to go to auction. Okay, that's what we're looking at, another 8 months to a year before it even gets scheduled to go to auction. So this property is in list pendings. It was just a list pendings document was just recorded in June of 2024. So it's just about 2 or 3 months ago. All right. So with this property, we can go in and make an offer on this property, contact the owners of the property. You can look up the owner right here. Okay, there's owner's name. Then we do our search and find who that is. Do our skip tracing, and once we find that owner, we're gonna make that owner an offer. Now we know that the owner owes $49,828. Now, as a shareholder to our, we're gonna pull up our corporate site. This is our corporate site, RBBS Holdings. Okay, and RBBS Holdings is set up for us to purchase properties with our own money. We're not flipping these out to end buyers. We are purchasing pre-foreclosed homes, homes that are facing foreclosure, homes that are that have been scheduled to be sold at the auction, and we find these people and we approach them and we offer them a way out. We offer them a rescue plan, a foreclosure rescue plan. Okay. Now, our foreclosure rescue plan has two objectives, as you see here. This is our foreclosure rescue plan. Our foreclosure rescue plan we have two options with foreclosure rescue. One is we could purchase the property. In this case, if we were to purchase this property and pay off all their liens, if they don't want to stay in the home, if they want enough money for them to move on, what we would do is we would make an offer to buy the property, pay off the liens, and probably put about $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, sometimes $60,000, $70,000 in their pocket. In this case, if we were going to do that type of foreclosure rescue, where they was going to be leaving the property and we're going to keep the property, right? And remember, we're doing this with our own money. We're not doing this with end buyer money. This is not an end buyer program. We're doing this with our own money. We know that the property is worth $364,000, roughly $500. Okay, it has $314,000 worth of equity in it. The property is in foreclosure. Okay, so what we would do, we would come in and we would look at what they owe on the property. Okay, they owe 49,000 and where is it at? Here it is, right here. They owe 49,828, roughly $50,000 is what they owe on the property. So what we would do is we would take that $50,000, that 49,828, 49,828, and then we'll initially offer them, let's say, $20,000. So we make them offer $69,828. Now, some people may accept that. Some people say, well, that's not enough money for me to start over with. Now, we have plenty of room to offer more money. Why? Because the property has 86% equity in it. Okay, it's got $314,000 of equity in the property. Could we offer them $100,000 and still make good money on, and still be in a great deal? Yes, we could. We could take this up to $100,000. Okay, and that means they would get somewhere 100,000. We offer them $100,000 and minus what they owe on it, 49,828. That means they would be putting in their pocket. They would put in their pocket $50,000. Now that could be enough for them to be able to move on. So we got this property for $100,000, but $100,000 is about what? We're still looking at about 70 to 65% equity in the property. Okay, so now we got a property that we're in it for less than, actually we're looking at we're in it for less than 50% of the equity, because the property is worth $364,000. If we offer $100,000, we're in it for about, we're not even in it for 50%. We're in it for about 30 to 35, maybe 40% of the value of the property. So we got it for like 30 to 40 cents on the dollar. Now, here's where it gets real interesting. They elect to sell us the home, leave the home. We now own the property. Now, there's a little known something that a lot of people don't know about, where the SEC, Securities Exchange Commission, allows property owners to turn their property into a active security that you can sell shares in. Okay, if you want to see how this is really done, go to a site called arrive.com. Okay, arrive.com is a site that I belong to. I'm an investor with Arrive, and they have more than, I think, close to 600,000 investors right now. Now, and that, let me go back. They have, I'm trying to make sure I get to the right. So they got so much stuff on this site. They have more than 600,000 investors right now. Yeah, they have 664,000 registered investors. Now, investors are those people, once Arrive gets a home, and we will do the same thing, but we're going to do it with distressed properties. Okay. Once Arrive, let me log in here real quick so I can show y'all some stuff. Once Arrive buys a property. Okay. They may buy a property for, show y'all here what we're talking about. Arrive will buy a property for them to pull up their things here. All right, here's a property that they bought that just got funded 5 days ago. Okay, as you can see here, they bought this property for $308,000. That's what they bought it for. They bought it for $308,000. Okay. This property was originally priced at that, but we were able to pay $308,000 is what they bought the property. But then they turned around and they put it to their investor network, and they wanted to get $370,000 to fully fund the property. So they got it funded for basically roughly $70,000 more than what it was worth. How were they able to do that? Because the SEC allows you to purchase a property, and the SEC says that you can turn that property into an active security by establishing a standalone bank account, okay, and creating an LLC for that property. So now that property essentially becomes a company. It becomes an LLC with its own bank account. And if you have a company with its own bank account, you can now sell shares of that company to whoever wants to buy shares in it. In the case of property, the SEC allows you to put the value of that company, that property, to set the value at a 5-year appreciation of that property. So so the value of the property is not what is so the value of the asset, the security, is not what the property value is now, but you can set it for what it would be 5 years from now on the appreciation. This is what allows them to go out and seek funding for sometimes $70, $100, to $200,000 more than what the property is actually worth now, because that value is based on the 5-year appreciation of that property. Now, here's something that Arrive does. They allow anyone to invest as little as $100, in any property that they buy to get it fully funded. So they put it to their investor network. Now, they have more than 600,000 investors in their investor network. Now, investors are not shareholders. Completely different thing. Shareholders, their shareholders are Jeff Bezos, the CEO of go to about here. Their shareholders are Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Zillow, Uber, and Microsoft people, all these CEOs, these very, very, very rich people. Like you see here, that's their shareholders. Their shareholders are, Jeff Bezos, investment fund of Mary Benioff, Time Ventures, former CEO of Zillow, Spencer Rascoff, and the CEO of Uber, okay, and other people. That's their shareholders, okay, and the investors are people like myself. I'm an investor with Arrive. So if you go to my account, you see here, I'm an investor with Arrive. As you all can see, I have invested in properties with Arrive, and I get my little dividends, that I get from each property, whatever the case may be. So I am an investor. I'm a verified investor. I have a verified investor account, with Arrive. Okay, so and I have, 2 properties that I have invested in with them, and this is my balance on those properties, and I get my little dividends from each property. As you can see here, single family. These are the 2 houses that I invested in, and I get my dividends from each one of these, properties, whatever the case may be. So I get my little dividend check, every month. All right, so so, and that's from the people who are renting those houses. The monthly payments are coming to the investor. So, whew, hold on, I got that. Hope I got that explained to you. All right, so here's what happens when we purchase a home and we get it for way less than what it's worth. If we get this home for $100,000, home is worth $365,000. That's what it's worth now. Once we get it and we have that home in our possession and we have bought that home, then we can turn that home into an active security by creating a standalone bank account for it and turning it into an LLC. Okay? So now the property itself is an LLC, has its own bank account. We can now tell people, and we put a renter in that home. Okay? We can put a renter in that home. I can actually look and tell you what the average rent would go for in the home just by going to Zillow. You go to Google and put it in, and it'll pretty much tell you what the rental is, what the rental amount is for a home like this. Okay, you can kind of look up and see what the estimate is on the rental, amount. You can pull all this up, through comparative. Where's the rental thing at here? Type, single family. They usually tells you what what it can actually rent for. You have to find it here through come on, thing. There we go. You have to find it here through home details. Oh, here it is right here. Yeah. This home, I'm for rent. Okay, this home could probably rent for around $2,200 per month. This is estimate right there on the rental. That's the estimate on the rental. $2,200 per month. So we would get this home, turn it into an LLC, open up a standalone bank account for it. Then we would basically say, okay, now remember we only paid $100,000 for the property. We only paid $100,000 for the property. Now, but the home is worth more than $360,000. We paid $100,000 for it. It's worth more than $360,000. So now we can put it out there. So we're looking for investors to fully fund this property, which means we rent it out for $2,200 a month. We're looking for people who want to get their portion of that monthly rental, the income that's produced by that property. That's who they would now start getting those monthly rental payments, their portion of it, depending on how much they invest. We tell people you can invest as little as $100. $100 will get you 10 shares. Okay? $300 will get you 30 shares. $3,000 will get you 100 shares. And we tell people we want to get this home fully funded. Remember, the SEC allows us to set the value, the funding amount for that property based on this 5-year appreciation. So if the appreciation rate is, let's say, 9% or 11% per year, right? If it's worth $369,000 now, and we go plus 11% on year one, it's going up another $40,000. We do another 11% on year two, it's going up another $45,000. We do another 11% on year three, it's going up to $504,000. We do another 11%, it's going up another $55,000. Then we do another 11% for the last year. Now that home is worth $621,000. So legally, we can set our value, the funding amount that we're trying to get funded for the house at $621,000. But we're not going to do that because we don't want our investors to be upside down in negative equity from the start, like Arrive is doing. Because Arrive their investors are actually in negative equity for the first 7 to 11 years. Okay, we don't want our people to be in that much of a negative equity. So what we would do, now legally we could, but what we would do is we bought the home for $100,000. That's what we bought it for. And that's what we're in it for. It's worth $369,000. We will go out and ask for maybe $325,000. That's what we will be getting funded. And by doing that, our investors, people like myself who are investing in REI, we are not 7 to 11 years in negative equity. We're in positive equity from the get-go. So our dividends that we're getting from the rental payments will be higher. And if we ever cash out of this home in 5 to 15 or 10 years and we sell it for that $600,000, the investors will get a pretty healthy check. But the investors, even at that, in being in positive equity, we still got almost $40,000 worth of equity in this home. Our investors are still only collecting somewhere in the neighborhood of, 15, $20 per month. If we got 1,000 of them to invest $100 or whatever the case may be, and come up with that $325,000, whatever the case may be, or some of them may put in $2,000, some may put in $500, some may put in $6,000, whatever the case may be, but whatever the percentage that they put in, that's the percentage of their dividends that they'll be collecting from the monthly rental. But that's not how the shareholders make their money. The shareholders, you all will make your money from this $325,000 that we got when we got it fully funded. Now, Arrive is getting their home fully funded in less than every last one of the homes that they put up. Every home that they have, they get them fully funded in less than a week from the time they put them out. Look at what you have here. This home is 100% funded right here. They got a home that they were asking $1 million for funding. They just put this up like 7 days ago. I know because I got the alert saying that this was available and I could have invested in it. They bought this home for $739,500. They put it on the site available for funding 6 or 7 days ago. 7 days ago. They asked for $1,069,180 in funding. They got 1,488 investors. 1,488 people like myself who put in $100 here, $200 here, $3,000 here, or whatever the case may be, to get their piece of that rental money that's coming from that home. In less than 3 days, they got that $1,069,180. And they're upside down in the doggone thing. What do you think when we go to our investor network and we tell people that you all can invest in homes too, but we're not asking you to invest the fundies for more than what they're worth. We ask you to fund them for less than what they're worth. So our investor network is in a better equitable position than those people who are investing in a REI like I am doing right now. I'm with the REI. Now, who made the real money up front? I'm with the REI. Can anybody tell me who made the real money up front with the REI? Anybody? Who's on here right now?
The first investor, the one that got it under the contract.
The shareholder, Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Uber, the CEO of Zillow, those people. Why? Because this $1,069,000, right, minus what they paid for it, $739,000. Let me show you how much they made in 3 days on
about
their money.
300,000.
Exactly. Yes. They made over 300,000, bam, in less than a few days. Why? Because the money that the investors put into for the funders, where does that money go? To the shareholders.
To the shareholders.
Exactly, to repay them back for using their money to make these purchases. So anybody who becomes a lifetime member with Flipstream, when we get to this point, and we're buying homes like this, that's worth $364,000, but we only got $100,000 in them, right? We got $100,000 in it, but we're getting it fully funded for $325,000 minus the $100,000 that it took to buy it, because the money that we're using to buy it is the money that we get from you all's what? $2,500 lifetime memberships, right? So because you are becoming a lifetime member, you are entered into our 20% shareholders category. Okay. Now, if you want to get a higher percentage, you want to get a bigger piece of the pot, you can invest $40,000 to be one of our main shareholders, right? And we're going to have less of those. We're only going to have about 50 or 60 of those. So all we're trying to really raise, initially is about $1.2 million. So we can start buying homes with our own money. But if we got people who put in $40,000 a pop, they're in a different category, which means there's only going to be maybe 10 or 15 of them. But on this side, where you all are just getting a lifetime membership, we're still giving you stake in it. We're still giving you shareholder stake. It's just that you are on the category where your group gets 20%. Now, the people who put in $40,000 our majors, they're getting 20% too, but their 20% comes out to be a little bit more because that's going to be less of them to share that 20%. Does that make sense to you? Because they're putting in more money. Does that make sense to you?
Right.
All right.
Yes.
So you have a amount of $100,000. That leaves $225,000 that we make. So on the $225,000, let's say is at starting out, we have let's say about 20 of you all that are in this, whatever. We got $2,500 from 25 of you all who became, lifetime members, whatever case may be. So so in the beginning, if there's only 25 of you all, and that $225,000 is what we made on that property, $225,000. Your shareholder network gets 20% of that. That's $45,000. Now, if there's only 20 of you all, or if we do it and we get enough money and there's only like 10 of you all, or whatever it may be. But if there's only 20 of you all split that equally. Why? Because you all put in the same amount of money. So you all have the same split, right?
Right.
Right? So you basically divide that by 20. And you get a cut of $22.50. That's almost what you invested on the first freaking property that we do.
Okay. And so this is a one-time payment on this one particular property. So if you put in wait a minute, what was the lifetime membership?
$2,500.
$2,500. Okay, so then you got to make $2,250 back.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now you don't have to put in no more money, because every property that we buy after that, we're buying it from the money that we have that we're making money on. Because remember, there's 220. There's 200. What was that? 200 and how many $1,000 over business? 225.
225.
Right? All right. Remember, there's 225,000. So 225,000. Right. We got 20% going to the lifetime membership shareholder fund. 20% going to our main shareholder fund, right? So that's another what? 60% out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that minus, let's say, 40% is $90,000. So that means that we have another $135,000 that the company has made. Now, see, that $135,000, most of that is going back into the pot.
Wait, you said most of that is going back where?
Going back to in the company's bank account. So when we get more and more money in, we can buy more and more properties.
More. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
And continue to do what we're doing with this first part of the rescue plan. You see what we're saying? So your $2,500 investment, if you start buying more properties, you start making more money. Now I do want to tell you this: as we get more lifetime members, you have more lifetime members to split that 20% with. But we're also doing more properties. You understand what I'm saying? Take, for instance, if we're averaging $225,000 per property and we do 25 properties a year, 25 properties a year. Well, let's start off with this first. Let's say we do 10 lifetime members per month. times 2,500.
So that'd be 25,000.
That's 25,000 a month. At the end of the
Right.
year, that times 12 months.
That's
Looking at
$300,000.
$300,000. You see what I'm saying? Which we can go out and buy like 1 or 2 properties, something like that, and flip them over and do what we need to do. But that's $300,000. But you've got what now? You don't have 20 people. You've got roughly 60 to 90 people in that fund. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if we're doing 10 a month, so 10 times 12, yeah, shoot, we're doing, that's 100 people, 120 people in that fund. So your take won't be as much with that many people. But if you're one of the first few to start out, your take starts out pretty big. But as we start growing and growing in money, we start buying more and more properties, which means you are now making money on top of what you initially invested. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You literally are getting your initial investment on the first property or the first couple of properties that we do. Get that back almost immediately. And then everything after that is just money being made on each and every investment. And you never have to make another investment. Because our goal is what we need to do is we need to start attracting main shareholders. I'm trying to find a way to get the money we need to start this part of the program so we can buy properties with our own money. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And by giving lifetime members an actual stake in the property, you're making money like Jeff Bezos is making money with REI. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Now, lifetime members still have access to all the tools, so you can still go out and research properties and bring properties to us for us to do like this. Which means if you personally bring us a property and we buy that property, we set this up like this. When we get that property and we get it funded for $325,000, when we get that property, if you're the person, $325,000. If you're the one, come on, $325,000. If you're the one that bring us this property and we get it and we purchase for $325,000, right? But we only have $100,000 into it. I'm sorry, we purchased for $100,000, but it's worth $364,000. But we only have $100,000 into it, and we get it fully funded for $325,000. When we get that property fully funded, that minus the $100,000 that we paid for it. Now, this is if you're the person who brought us this deal. That $225,000, if you're the person that brought us this deal, guess what? You get 25%.
You get a percentage of it.
That's $56,250. If you're the one that brought us that deal. Plus, if you're a lifetime member, you're getting your 20% on that end too for the lifetime membership. See what I'm saying? From being a 20% stakeholder.
Okay, but first we need to find and or get the investors to bring in the money so we will have
either that or we get enough lifetime members when we have the money. Either way.
Okay.
I created this opportunity for lifetime members to encourage people to get the lifetime membership. And the lifetime membership is now easier to get. Why? Because we have been approved to finance our lifetime memberships through REI. Okay. I mean, not through REI, through Affirm. As you can see here. We now have the Affirm option where we can get them financed through Affirm. And once you click to proceed, you will be redirected to Affirm. Fill this out, and then you click, buy now button or whatever it is to redirect you to Affirm. Where you can now finance that 25. Our whole objective is to get to the point that arrive right now, where they're purchasing new homes and buying the homes at pretty much full value, and then they're using the SEC rule to get them funded for more than what they're valued at. They're putting their investors, people like myself who invested $100, $200, $500, $1,000 in each property. They're putting them in negative equity. Not that's a bad thing because they are getting the proceeds from the monthly payments that their house is generating, but it's going to take about 7 years for them to break even. Arrive is a long-term investment strategy. You see what I'm saying? For the investor. Now, for the shareholders, it's quick money, right? That's why Jeff Bezos put his money into it. It's quick money. And they just sent me a thing for like six more homes that are up that I can invest in. And they do this like every single freaking month. Every month they put out about 6 to 12 homes that they done bought, that they get fully funded, and they're making 70, 100, 150, $200,000 on top when they get fully funded. Now, the people who are investors, that's 600,000 plus investors that they have, okay? You know, it's still good because you're setting up a long-term investment fund. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to take them on average 7 years to break even. Or I say us, because I'm one of those investors too. It's going to take us, because my $100, I'm getting like, $9 a month. It's going to be a while before I break even with my $100, right?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But after that, my money starts to compound. It is a good investment strategy. It's just that it is a long-term investment strategy. The way that we are doing it, because we're dealing with distressed property, we're able to get property for 10, 20, 30, maybe 40 cents on the dollar, right? That allows us to put our investor network in a much better position where it's only going to take them, 6 months to a year to break even. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then our shareholders are in a much better position. Why? Because we're able to make a little bit more on the return on investment. And you all get your money as soon as we get these houses flipped back out or get them funded. And then once we get them, had them for 5, 6 years or whatever it may be, the property value, like I showed you, 11% property value on home that was $300,000 goes up to $600,000. We cash out of that thing, but we originally only had $100,000 into it. And our investor network had $325,000 into it. So when they cash out, guess what? They get paid well when they cash out because they got so much equity. That's not true with the ride. With the ride, it's going to take almost 15 years before we can get to a cash out, position where we have enough equity where everybody makes a decent amount of money if that property cashes out. But because we're dealing with distressed property, everybody's in a much better situation. But I wanted to give people a reason, a little bit more reason to get the lifetime membership. Because we no longer have the $19.99. Now that's done. If you didn't get it before now, you ain't gonna get it. Okay, that's gone. The price now for as you can see right now, our pricing plan now is $79.99 for the monthly subscription, and you don't get an equity stake with this. You get access to all the tools, resources, training, support, mentorship, all that stuff. That's what you get for the $79.99 a month. You don't get a share stake. Okay, you don't get a shareholder stake like the lifetime membership stuff. Lifetime membership get that share stake on top of all the other stuff you get. You see what I'm saying? Does everybody get it?
Yes, sir.
All right. So that's all I really want to talk about tonight. I want to come in and explain that so we can kind of, and I want y'all to start pushing people to get this lifetime membership. Start sharing the stuff that we share. Help us to get there, because as soon as we get to the point where we can actually buy some of these properties ourselves, not only can we truly rescue people from foreclosure, in some cases we can come in and say, look, if you don't want to leave your home, we'll buy the property, but we're not going to give you a whole bunch of money cash in your pocket. We'll buy the property for what's owed on it. And like in this case, if that person says, well, I want to stay in my home, well, that's a better deal for us. Why? Because we will buy the property for the $49,828, right? And we may give them $5,000, maybe $10,000 in their pocket to go out and take care of some extra bills or something like that. So we get that property really, really at a good price, but we allow them to stay in the property, and then we put them on a 25 to another 30-year mortgage, a private mortgage, and we drop their interest rate, or we drop their monthly payment by 25%. You see what I'm saying? I'm in a situation right now where I'm going to the VA, because the VA has a program, because I'm a disabled veteran, where they can buy my mortgage, and I got my mortgage at 3.75%, but I go to the program through the VA where they can buy my mortgage and they can remortgage it out to me for another 30 to 40 years, which I had a 30-year mortgage, but I only paid on it for 4 years. So I still basically, got about a full length of my mortgage still left, right?
Right.
So wouldn't it behoove me to let the VA buy my mortgage and give me a 40-year mortgage at 2%? At a 2% rate?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing now. I'm trying to get it done to where the VA will purchase my mortgage and then remortgage my house back to me at a 2% rate for 30 or 40 years. I'd be a fool not to jump on that at my age, right? I mean, March, I'll be 60 years old. There's not much chance I'm going to live another 40 years. Maybe, but I doubt it. You see what I'm saying? I would much rather have a lower interest rate at what I turn over on the property. And if I come into some extra money, I can always just pay it down real quick. Why? Because I got such a low interest rate. That's what we will be doing for these foreclosed people. Because right now, they're going to lose their home. Right? They're going to lose their home. We can either offer them, okay, if you don't want to stay in the home, we can offer you up to 40% of the value, and we'll buy it from you, right? And you walk away from it, then we put somebody in and we rent it out to someone else. Or if you want to stay in the home, we'll pay what's owed on it and put maybe $5,000 or $10,000 in your pocket. Now we got it for 20 cents on the dollar, right? And now we'll let you stay in the home and then we'll do a private 25-year or 30-year mortgage where we drop your payment, as much as 25, maybe 30% if we can stand it. You see what I'm saying? And then we do what? We do turn it into a what? An active security, standalone bank account, get it funded for about $20,000 less than what it's valued at, right? $364,000. Get it funded for about $340,000, $345,000, fully funded. Then we just made what? $240-something thousand on the property. Well, actually more than that because we bought it at this right here plus we made almost $300,000. We made almost $300,000 on the property. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that money immediately goes to who? Shareholders.
The shareholders.
And the company.
And that will be us.
Exactly. That would be the lifetime members and our main shareholders. If we ever get in the main shareholders, we'll put up $40,000 a pop. Become a main shareholder. You see what I'm saying? So, and the company still has 6% of the company's revenue because we're giving out 40% to our shareholders, 20 to the lifetime membership, the members network, and 20 to the main shareholders. And the company still has 6% that we can use to, it's probably not going to be the whole 60%. It's probably going to be about 35 to 40% because, my partner, we got to live on something, right? We got to live on something. So, we're putting money back into the company as we bring in more and more lifetime members and more shareholders, and we start flipping out more properties. All that money adds up to give us even more money to go out and buy what? More properties.
More property.
That's the program. That's our ultimate goal. That's what the RBBS Property Holdings is. And we need to get there. We need to get there quickly. We need to get there. We need to get there. And the way that I see we can get there is by offering this shareholder stake to the lifetime members. Okay? It's just another added, incentive for lifetime for people to for people to opt for the lifetime membership. And remember, you have no other payments. You don't have to invest any more money. Just help us get to where we can start purchasing the properties for ourselves. That's what it means to be a lifetime member. Help us get to that point by becoming a lifetime member. And then just start sharing, you know, lifetime membership, you know, sharing it with other people, sharing what we do with other people to get them to come in so we can get that money up so we can start buying these properties. Then you also start getting your share of that money that we get those deals funded for, just like Bezos and all these guys doing over with the REI. Okay. And as a lifetime member, you can still participate in all the other stuff. As a lifetime member, you can still invest $100 in these properties and get little other payments from it if you want to, or the ones you want to do that with. But you are getting your shareholder stake, you know, regardless. You get your share of that 20% regardless. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Some of y'all came in late. This is being recorded. I am going to share this and everything on Facebook and on YouTube, so it'll be up later on tonight. But look, I appreciate y'all doing it. I didn't have much for training. Also, remember, Georgia is one of those states that is difficult to do deals in because they don't have a list pending. They have an expedited foreclosure process. Yeah, I want everybody to remember that. Georgia has an expedited foreclosure process. They have trust sales. They don't have list pendings, and you know, if you go to Georgia, you look up a property, most of their properties are already scheduled for an auction because it's an expedited system. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right.
All right.
All right. Thank y'all for joining.
Good.
I appreciate y'all joining me. Thank you all. I know all of y'all actually came in late, but I appreciate y'all for joining me. And I will see you all next Wednesday at 7 p.m. No later than 7:05. All right. Y'all have a good night.
Good night now.
Good night.